Hello children! Welcome to another session of Children's Liturgy. Today we are celebrating the 30th Sunday of the year. The theme for this week is Pray, Believe, and Receive. Let us listen to the Gospel reading.
Jesus and his followers were leaving Jericho when they passed a blind beggar called Bartimaeus sitting at the roadside. When he heard that Jesus of Nazareth had passed by, Bartimaeus began to shout loudly, "Jesus, have pity and help me!" The crowd told him to calm down and be quiet, but Bartimaeus kept on shouting until Jesus heard his cries. "Bring that man to me," said Jesus, and they led Bartimaeus to him. "What can I do for you?" he asked. And Bartimaeus said, "Master, let me see." Then Jesus told him, "Go, because you believe in me, your sight has returned." Suddenly, Bartimaeus could see clearly, and he set off at once to follow Jesus.
Have you ever wanted something very badly? In today's Gospel, Bartimaeus wanted very badly to be able to see. He could not see the world around him, could not do many things he wanted, or be as fast as those of us who can see. He also could not see the people whom he loved. Being blind, there were many jobs that he could not do, so no one would want to employ him. That could be why he had to turn to begging in the streets, relying on the mercy of people to give him money, so that he can buy himself food to eat. Can you imagine what it feels like to be Bartimaeus? He was likely to be feeling very sad and helpless, because he was missing out on so many beautiful things in life. He could not even work to earn his own money to feed himself, even though he wanted to. How he wished he could see. Imagine the scene in the Gospel today. Bartimaeus was walking in the market streets one morning, heading to the same spot like he did every day. But that morning was unlike other mornings. There was an unusual buzz in the morning crowd. He could feel the excitement in the air. Then there were murmurs and shouts in the crowd. "Jesus! He's coming! Oh, there's Jesus of Nazareth!" He gasped. Could this be true? Even though Bartimaeus could not see, he knew who Jesus was. He had heard stories of Jesus from the excited voices of people as they talked in the street. He heard people saying how touched they were hearing Jesus share about God's love, and how amazed they felt to witness Jesus perform miracles and heal the sick. Bartimaeus was in awe of Jesus. He longed to meet him one day. He thought, if Jesus can make the lame walk, surely he can heal my blindness. He could not believe that Jesus was so near right then, walking on that very street. Bartimaeus could not see where Jesus was, but he knew he must somehow catch him. That was his only chance of meeting Jesus and being healed. He did the only thing he could. "Jesus, have pity and help me!" Bartimaeus shouted in his loudest voice, a cry of help from the deep longing in his soul. "Jesus! Jesus! Have pity and help me!" It was so loud that the crowd told him to calm down and be quiet. No way was Bartimaeus going to be quiet. He must get to meet Jesus. He kept on shouting until Jesus heard him, "Jesus!" and asked for Bartimaeus to come forward. "What can I do for you?" Jesus asked him. With tears in his eyes, Bartimaeus pleaded with Jesus. "Master, let me see!" Jesus simply said these words to Bartimaeus. "Go, because you believe in me, your sight has returned." Just like that, Bartimaeus received his sight. He could see clearly. Imagine Bartimaeus' tremendous joy to see everything and everyone around him. Just before he met Jesus, Bartimaeus was feeling down, helpless, and hopeless. Jesus changed his sadness into gladness when he gave him sight. Bartimaeus also received hope for a brand new life. He could finally see the faces of people he loved and those he met. He could find what to do, and he could see the beautiful world around him. Bartimaeus didn't even think twice of what he was going to do when he received his sight. He followed Jesus at once. Isn't that a wonderful miracle? What was it about Bartimaeus' story that touched your heart? What can we learn from Bartimaeus? Back in Jesus' time, there was no cure for blindness. A person who was blind would have to live with it his whole life. Even though this was so, it did not stop Bartimaeus from hoping and believing that Jesus could heal him. I'm sure Bartimaeus was not the only person who needed healing among the crowd. Why then did Jesus choose to heal him? You see, children, there's something similar among the people who received healing from Jesus. Bartimaeus' cry was similar to that of a woman mentioned in the Gospel, who was bleeding for 12 years and could not find healing from all the doctors she's consulted. She was desperate for healing. When Jesus walked by, she had faith that she just needed to touch the cloak of Jesus and she would be healed. She pressed through the crowd and managed to touch Jesus, and she was healed. Jesus told her that her faith had healed her. There's another story of 4 friends who did everything they could to help their friend reach Jesus. They broke through the roof where Jesus was preaching and lowered their sick friend to Jesus to seek healing from him. There are many more accounts in the Gospel. Do you see something common in what these people did? What does God want us to learn from them? All of them were desperate for Jesus to help them, and they were very persistent. They did their best and did not give up. Some of them waited many years, but they kept persisting in prayer and believing until their prayers were answered. Would Bartimaeus have caught Jesus' attention if he stopped shouting when the crowd tried to stop him? Likely not. If he had stopped shouting, Jesus may not have heard him, and he may not have received his healing. These people also had great faith. In Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1, the Bible tells us that having faith means being sure of what we hope for, and to be certain of what we do not see. This means believing that God will help us in what we hope for, even though it seems hard for it to happen. In the Gospel, even though some of these people were sick or in great pain, and it seemed like nothing could help them, they had faith and believed that Jesus would heal them. And he did. Jesus told Bartimaeus, "Because you believe in me, your sight has returned." My dear children, are you like Bartimaeus and have something that you would like God to help you with badly? Maybe you're concerned for someone you love or care for. Maybe you know of someone who is unwell. Maybe you're feeling very down or upset about something. Or you're facing a situation that you have no answer to and you do not know what to do. Just like how Jesus asked Bartimaeus, "What can I do for you?" God knows your needs and is waiting for you to ask him in prayer. Lift up your worries and cry to God, just like Bartimaeus. If your prayers are not answered yet, keep praying and calling out to Jesus, just like Bartimaeus. Do not let doubt creep into your heart to cause you to stop believing, like the crowd that was telling Bartimaeus to be quiet. Have faith and believe that God hears every word that you say to him. The Gospel of Mark chapter 11 verse 24 tells us, Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe, and you will receive. What a powerful message this is from Jesus. When we are in need, all we have to do is ask in Jesus' name, believe, and we will receive it. Can you remember the 3 things we can learn from Bartimaeus? If we want God to answer our prayers, all we need to do is 1. Keep praying. 2. Keep doing our best. 3. Have faith in God and keep believing. When you do, you can be sure God will answer your prayers. And this is how God answers. He will answer yes by granting your prayer because you deserve it, or no because you deserve better, or not yet because He has something even better in store for you. Do you have faith that God will hear and answer your prayers, just like He did for Bartimaeus? Keep praying and believing, my dear children. And always remember, God hears and He will answer your prayers because He loves you.